Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear viewers, welcome in our program Islam in the Contemporary World. Today's topic of discussion is very important: intercultural communication, a bridge among nations. I believe this program would open up new avenues for better understanding between cultures, and cultural relationship would create world peace and tell us how could we create tolerance for each other. These are the interlinked issues and major factors which have contributed a lot for the better understanding of human nature. In this regard, we have invited our two important guests here who would be discussing about intercultural communication. First guest is a well-known personality. He has contributed a lot for intercultural communication, not only in Pakistan but also outside Pakistan, and he is a well-known societal personality. I mean Mr. Behram Avari. He is a well-known personality from Pakistan, not only in Pakistan, also in the world. I welcome you, Mr. Behram, and I think this would be a unique and very academic discussion to know each other. While I say each other, it means that world, and we would know ourselves what we are. So we welcome you in our program.
Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate being asked to be present. Thank you so much.
Our second guest for the program is an engineer, a person who has written down so many articles for intercultural communication, and he is former president of Pakistan Hindu Panchayat Council. I mean Mr. M.P. Gungwani. We welcome you in our program Islam in the Contemporary World.
Thank you.
I would begin with Mr. Avari. Mr. Avari, how do you think that this world is truly coming along with different ideas and cultural colors to each other, or just we are on distance and seeing the world according to our own convenience? What do you think about?
I personally feel that the world was much closer. Although the world has become a global village with internet and Google and Facebook and Twitter, yet I think this has created a lot more divisions and has created a lot more distractions in thinking. In those days, each person's opinion was not expressed so openly and widely. Today, for example, that priest who was in America, who wanted to burn the Holy Quran, right? Everybody knew about it in the whole world because of the internet. In those, previously you wouldn't have known. It would have been a storm in a teacup, but this became an international incident. So this is creating, it's good. I do not say it's wrong. This is the world, this is how it's developing, but it is creating more divisions.
So you think...
I don't think we are as close.
Yeah.
You know, if you see, we are not as close as we feel we are. Our cultures are changing, not changing, our cultures are being distinguished, going into partitions, going into divisions, and I think we are not as close in the world as we used to be.
So what would be the best way to be closer to each other?
The best way to be closer to each other would be that in all the schools around the world, there should be a class which used to be there many years ago on religions, that every student around the world, in every language, whether it's Japanese, German, French, Spanish, English, Urdu, Hindi, should have a class on religions. They should be taught about the different religions in the world and taught about the similarities of the religions, not a critique to criticize, but to see the similarity. So that when the person is sitting with a person who's blue, black, brown, yellow, green, he still has a feeling that he can understand.
So you mean there must be interfaith relationship, interfaith dialogue, and interfaith communication?
But from school.
from school. You mean
because
like
it is from school, at the last 2 years of school, then and it's subject taught on that subject. They should be taught. They should be taught so that they know, like they are now today in the schools that taught about hockey, cricket, football, what are the different games, and they examine on that, teach them religion, different religions, so that they know, they become tolerant, they can appreciate the thinking. Today, my father used to say, we must agree to disagree. Now, we agree to fight.
Oh my goodness.
This is the difference.
Yeah.
This has to change.
Yeah, and for this we have to have knowledge, and we have to build our character based on our behavioristic approach, how to behave with others, and there must be reciprocal relationship based on respect and proper manner. So the world culture, it emerging with a new dimensional approaches, and in this connection I think intercultural communication would be the best option for the nations of the world to come closer and to create harmony and to restore trust and peace for everybody.
Absolutely.
And this would work for the human relationship, and it would achieve our actual goals of humanity.
I agree with you.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Gungwani, what do you say about intercultural communication?
You see, as far as the intercultural communication goes, the societies, they have the interculture irrespective of the religion. Say for example, in Sindh, there is some culture, and that culture is the same in all the religions who are living in Sindh. Similarly, in Punjab and other provinces or other localities, wherever you go, the culture comes first and religion comes afterwards. Every religion has the same culture. Now, how to mix up these cultures between the provinces, between the communities, and between the nations? This is actually to be done, and as Mr. Avari said, that world has become a global village. So instead of teaching the students right from the beginning about the internet, the mathematics, the science, we should teach them the culture of every nation. We start from the culture, so that when you teach them the culture at the younger age, the student grasps it, because he has a fresh mind, and with the fresh mind, whatever he takes in, he practices. So it is the need of the time that we should create a harmony and tolerance level, which has unfortunately
how can we improve or uplift the conditions of different cultures so that they can go for their co-relationship or interaction with each other? Because people, they have created a stereotype, and before any final decision, they think that, oh, it might be like this, it may be done like this. So this sort of doubt has created shadows of doubt among the people, among the cultures, among the nations. How could we, what is the best option to remove this?
Best option is the education. If you properly educate the generation, then there will be no ambiguity, no confusion, and everything will be straight.
So education is the best option for cultural harmony and relationship of different nations. You've been roaming around in the world, and you have a very rich experience for different nations, and you're living in Pakistan, and you have seen its culture and approaches. So you think that there are hopes to go for better relationship in the world, I mean with reference to world culture and intercultural relationship?
In Pakistan?
Not only in Pakistan, throughout the world. How could we create trust?
If you don't have hope, you can't live.
Exactly.
And you have to look to go to the moon. So we have to do it. Somebody has to take the initiative. We have to take the initiative. We have to move. We have to get going. We have to get into the action. We have to, as a community, as a people, as intelligentsia, we have to use our pressure on the governments to create a feeling of harmony and acceptance of the cultures, as Gungwani Sahib said. You see, for example, I'll tell you that If you go into Palestine, in Palestine there are Muslims and there are Christians, but they have all got one aim. You see? Now, if you go and look at it in the same way, in Hong Kong, you got Chinese, you got Sikhs, the Indians. If you go to Malaysia, you got the Indians, which they call from Kerala. They've got the Chinese, and they've got the Muslims. They all live in harmony because there's one culture. But what is happening is a division is being created, with due respect, by all the religious heads. You know, this division has to be brought together.
Yeah,
You have to start with the religious heads and the schools.
Yeah.
Both the things.
Yeah, I think everybody realizes that the best option is to go for education and to go for knowledge. Naturally, my dear viewers, our program is going on, and today's topic is very interesting about intercultural communication, a bridge among nations, how to create true relationship among the nations. And this would create peace, tolerance, and trust in the world. Please be with us. We are going for a short break and coming back very soon.